Hello, how are you? I am doing well, thank you. My name is Amanda. This is the MandaMadeIt podcast. If you're new here, hello there. If you are returning, thanks for coming back. Glad to have you. This is a podcast where I discuss all of my fiber related pursuits: knitting, crochet, spinning, some weaving, some sewing. I mean, as you can see, there's like sewing stuff set up there. Um, Also, uh, I also love to scour wool. I have a small wool washing business that I do for small flock farmers as well as for individuals who want to try a whole fleece, but either the scouring process isn't accessible for them or they just don't have the time. So you can find me, all the places you can find me are generally going to be coastal wool washing. I have an Etsy shop, coastal wool washing. On Instagram, I am coastal wool washing. Uh, the YouTube, you're here. It's Manda Made It. Also, my website is coastalwoolwashing.com. Um, so today I have a couple of finished objects, a couple of works in progress, some news, some fun things that have happened lately, and my kiddo is napping, so this is quick and dirty. I yeah, this is what I look like right now. I'm wearing a shirt, and it says what it's supposed to say is "power lift her," but most people read it as "power lifter." From my powerlifting days a long time ago. And so anyway, so just if you're confused about what it says, that's what it says. I was gonna change and then I was like, ah, screw it. Um so anyway, yeah, let's get into it. So for the finished objects that I have had lately, it's been like 3 weeks since I last uploaded, and that was kind of unintentional. But basically, we went to Florida last week for a couple days for a surprise party for my father, and so I just got wrapped up in that. But that is what it is. Okay, so my first finished object, I have like a pile here. I was gonna hide it on the floor, but you guys don't really care, do you? Like, do I need to hide the things before I show them? I don't think so. So the first thing I finished is the Kindra hat. I do forget what the designer's name is. All of my project pages on Ravelry will be linked below. If you can't access Ravelry and you really want a pattern, just message me. But the names of the patterns and designers will be somewhere around here whenever they get mentioned. Um, so this is, as I said, the Kindra hat. It was knit up with summer camp yarns, DK. I know the main color was called marshmallow. The other three colors, I don't know. Don't know. It was a fun, quick, easy one. I do think I had a little bit of color bleeding because you can tell maybe that there's definitely some color bleeding between these, which is fine because that's kind of just what happens with these shades. Um, Let me do this. Ugh. I washed it recently. But yeah, the hat fits good. It's cute. It probably would look really cute with a pom pom on it or pom. But it'll be nice to have for next winter. I have a feeling one of my kids will commandeer it from me. So, I don't know. But I mean, even though I'm in Rhode Island and it's almost Memorial Day weekend, it's still slightly chilly. It is in the 60s today, but it's windy. I wouldn't wear a knit hat, but I'm in my basement and it's cold, so I think I'll keep my hat on for a little bit. Basically, because I don't want to do the awkward thing of putting my hair up on camera. uh, so yeah, this was a fun. If you're looking for just a quick little colorwork project, this was fun. It also hit the goal of getting the last skein of yarn, or skeins with the mini skeins of yarn that I had purchased at a fiber festival in November done and used before I went to the next fiber festival. So it's done, it's blocked. I think the ends are woven in. I'm not actually sure, but I can't see any, so that's all right. Um, the next finished object is also knit. Um, and I posted these on Instagram, and I got like a lot of people really like these. It's zebra yarns. It's a self-striping. I have sock blockers, but I don't use them. I should for like showing things, but I'm not gonna get up and do it now. So anyway, it's a self-striping yarn, and it came with a little 20-gram mini of the red. I've had this for quite a while, and I'm just really glad I finally used it. Um, I did a um, I don't know. I think I do toe up, so I think I did a 28 figure eight cast on, increased to 60, which I think I should need. I think I need to do 62 or 64. I'm not sure, but it feels a little tight. But my gauge could, it's just one of those things. Like, it's been so long since I've knit a pair of socks that my gauge seems to have changed a little bit. So I might need to go up in my stitch count. So yeah, I have a size 9 foot, so I knit, I think, until 8 inches roughly, and then I did a fish lips kiss heel, and then I did a 70 round leg. I also knit 2 straight rounds of the red before I went into the ribbing. I meant to only do one, but then, because just so that I don't get those weird color, pearl bump color things happening, but then I did 2. And then I did a 20 stitch 2x2 cuff, and I did an easy elastic bind off, which works for me perfectly fine. I don't care about flaring and stuff when they're like this. I wear them so they stretch. They go where they're supposed to go, and then they're not flared anymore. I understand people care about that. That's just not my thing. So that is another skein of yarn out of stash, which, oh, I should actually look into that. Shit, my notebook's at the shop. Whoops. I'll do that next episode. So those are my 2. Oh, and I knit these socks on 9-inch circulars, US size 1. What is that? 2.25? 2.5? I don't remember. Sorry, I'm really not good at remembering that. And Chow sock needles that I use. I love Chow. Those are the needles that I have. That's what I use. I found something that I liked, and I invested in it, and I'm happy with my choice. That's it for any knit projects. I do not have any. Well, I have a Tunisian crochet whip. But yeah, I don't. That's it for finished objects. So let's move on to whips. This is. I got this bag from Sewing Nerd Studio. Joe at Sewing Nerd Studio. That's what she's. That's her Instagram name. I think she's got her Etsy shop. And I just saw this fabric, and I thought it was so freaking cute. Joe and I were on an episode, kind of like a roundtable chat with on the Jillian Eve spinning channel with a few other YouTubers and TikTokers and people, just to chat about some industry stuff and give our perspectives on it. And so I've known Joe for a little bit, but then I saw this fabric in her shop update, and I was just like, I want it. I don't have any affinity towards mice or strawberries or anything. It's not like I have a thing for that, but I just thought the fabric was cute and I wanted it. So I got it, and it's got a nice like suede feeling bag to help protect the bottom, when you take it out. So it was nice. I would check her out for sure. And I will link her shop in my in the description thingy below. So what am I holding in this bag is a Tunisian crochet project. It's I think it's called the Tunisian crochet cover up something. Again, I'll put the name here. But it is a stash buster for me. And so I used up one, it's like a double skein. It was 200 grams of this from Blue Heron fiber or yarns, whatever. The rayon metallic. I picked it up at a yarn shop in Delaware. And it's really pretty. Lots of rainbow stuff. And then I have, this is a Pima cotton from Knit Crate. Knit Crate. And, you know, it's just, I ran out of this one, so I switched to this. And then for the top of the cover up, I will be moving to a linen blend in a light bluish color. You know, if you haven't tried Tunisian crochet, it's a fun, for me, it's a fun thing to do occasionally. I do it about once a year, apparently, for the Tunisian crochet along that happens in the Jillian Eve Discord server. So anyway, it's not like every row of Tunisian crochet is actually 2 rows, because you have a forward row where you put all the stitches on to your cord and loop, and then you have your return pass where you work them all, and that's just the way that it goes. So it kind of feels like it takes a long time. And this is large. Like when I chained this on or started it, I think I had to start off with 227 stitches, which, you know, it's fairly long, but it is worked flat and then seamed. So, you know, that's nice, because I've not done Tunisian crochet in the round before, and I'm not necessarily interested in trying that yet. But I'm hoping to get this done in the next couple of weeks. I had like figured out how to get it done by June. That's not gonna happen. So it'll just get done in the next couple of weeks, and then I'll have a cover up for the beach if I go. Which I mean, I love going to the beach, but I have young kids, so it can always be more of a pain in the butt than it's worth. So anyway, we'll see. And just it has a crisscross stitch or a cross stitch, and then there's this lacy part, and there's just alternating bands of it. So it's an enjoyable thing to do, and again, it's using up stash, which really makes me happy. Yeah, I'll do a stash update. I think I said I was going to do it this time, but I'll do a stash update in June, because that is more realistic, because I forgot my notebook is in the shop that has all my details and my stats, and I just don't know right now. So, not that anybody really cares, you know, it's just me that cares, but I thought it might be nice for people to know. So that is that. And it is getting slightly a little too big for this bag, but when I was in Florida, this bag was good to bring around with me. Oh, I am just all messed up with yarn here. Whatever, I'll fix that later. The next couple of, oh no, I'm sorry, I do have one more finished object. It's a sewing object. I made a shirt. It's pretty cute, and it fits really well. I followed a tutorial on YouTube by Thoughtful Creativity, and it doesn't have a pattern. It basically teaches you how to draft your own pattern using your own measurements, and I have just found her channel to be so helpful for sewing. Garment construction and sewing have always felt a little intimidating to me, but starting with just 3 measurements and some paper, I can do that. And that was really, really, it felt very eye-opening, and it like unlocked sewing for me. Um, so I'll insert a picture here of me wearing this. But I wore it while I was in Florida. It's very comfortable. I was able to wear it all day. It was, it's such a simple shirt, you know, and it's just, the fabric is a little loud for my current taste, but it was something I had in stash, and I knew that if I made this and I didn't like it, I wouldn't care about not being able to wear it, So, but I did enjoy wearing it. So, I do have an order coming in from Burnley, and Trowbridge of some linen that I really liked on their website. And they're fairly geographically close to me, so I don't feel bad ordering from them. I'll get into my sewing thing later, but yeah. So anyway, that was one more finished object. Now back to whips. I do have a sewing whip. Oh, the finished object, the shirt, was done on a machine. I have been doing some hand sewing, and so I got a few charm packs, and I hand sewed these together from one of them. And it's slightly too big or too small for the pillow form that I have. I didn't really measure anything or like plan for it. When I was making it, all of a sudden I was like, oh, this might fit on that. It doesn't. What happens when you don't have a plan, right? But I was thinking I'm going to try using some of my wool batting and, put it in there and quilt it down and just try my hand at quilting and seeing how it works with the wool batting and using this as like a large trivet type thing for the table. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not much of a trivet user. Like, we don't serve dinner on the table when we have dinner. Like, just not how we do it. We leave everything in the kitchen, make our plates, and go sit at our table. We have young kids, hot stuff on the table. That's making more dishes. We don't do that. But this could be nice to try, and then I can make some more holiday themed ones that would go well with when we host things, because we do host Thanksgiving. So anywho, this is fun. Like, hand sewing, I have found to be incredibly soothing and relaxing, especially when it's just straight, and I don't know, I'm enjoying it, and I like the variety it gives me for different motions and movements for my hands and my wrists, so that I'm not necessarily, yes, I'm still doing movement with them, but they're different, and so I'm breaking up the repetitive movements and hopefully giving myself a break so I don't injure myself, which I still find it funny to talk about injuring yourself while knitting and crocheting or spinning. I know that it's a thing. I know that people do it, and I have felt it beginning to happen in my own body. But when you think of an injury, right? Like, you are not necessarily thinking about like that. So anyway, that's my little take on that. And then I do have a spinning whip. This is going to be a long-term spinning whip because it is on my spindles. And this bag is from Whiz Bags on Etsy, and it's a custom bag. You can have it made you can pick your fabrics. I got this quite a while ago. You can pick your fabrics, your zipper colors, because I have 2 pouches, or 2 compartments rather. So anyway, and I was able to pick 2 different fabrics for the inside. And I know some people are going to think I did it backwards, and I put the plain boring fabric on the outside and I should put it on the inside, but like, this is more my style. Like, I'm that person that wants to have funky colored like pocket linings, but everything else is like very, I say that. That's what I think I want. But then if you look at how I asked, you know what? Again, we're going through a journey of figuring out style. That's what happened when you make your own clothes. So anyway, it's my bag. I have been I started working on my Bob Ross palette from Fossil Fibers. By the way, Corey is just amazing. She's such a nice freaking person. Like, she does beautiful work, but she's just so approachable. I'm in her Discord as well, and I enjoy talking to her and everybody in the Discord, but I just enjoy her a lot. Plus, she geeks out about washing fiber with me. So this was the first little bump of the Bob Ross palette. I did decide to split it in 3, and I'm gonna do a 3-ply for all of, because there's, I don't remember how many, but it's a whole palette worth of. I'll insert a picture here of what it looks like. But like, I want to do a 3-ply, and I kind of want to do like where I start off with 2 of this color, move to 1 of this color and 1 of the next, then move to 2 of that next color. Like, I don't know if that makes sense, but that's what I want to do. So I finished these 3. These are on, I have 2 Goddess, and then this is my Stephen Willett that I got recently. I really am I enjoyed the spin on all of them. I did not enjoy my Goddesses at first. Like, and I know people are going to be like, what? But I didn't understand what the hype was. I really didn't. And it's not like, I mean, everybody has their thing that they like. They're good spindles. I just don't know that I would go so bananas over them now that I've had experience with a couple of them. Like, you know, they're perfectly serviceable and I enjoy them, but I'm not necessarily gonna go like, I want to go buy all of the Goddess spindles now. It's just kind of not my, it doesn't strike me quite that way. But I did start the next color in the palette, and I'm doing it on my bobbin spindle from Carrie Cherry, which this I really enjoy. It's heavier. Like, I like a heavier spindle that has some heft behind it, and like, just I don't know, maybe that's what it is. I just like a heavier spindle. I don't know, because when I spin it, it goes freaking ever. And I can get like thin or thicker yarn on it. But this color, this deep, moody, it matches one of my flowers, and I'll put a picture of my flower in my yard here. And I realized that yesterday because I am doing this as part of my outdoor spin along thing with the Fossil Fibers Discord. And, you know, I went around taking pictures of all my flowers, as you do when you are a person that likes those things. And it just matches. So yeah, this is a kind of a long-term project, and I look forward to sharing that as we go. I don't have a time frame for it, really. It's just something that I'm enjoying doing. I'll pick it up, put it down. No big whoop. So those are kind of those are all my whips, my FOs. You know, I'm kind of, I think I've said this before, kind of scaling down my cast-ons and my expectations for myself. It's almost going to be summer break in less than a month for my older daughter, so things are about to get a little bit more hectic. You know, I have a 2.5-year-old that is not napping as consistently, so there may just be, you know, she'll be phasing out naps soon, is what I'm imagining. So there'll just be less time. Not necessarily less time. There's always the same amount of time. However, I just, oh my God, this yarn is tangled everywhere. There it is. I just, you know, like if you want to do a more complicated project, it's not conducive to try to do that around your kids when they're younger, you know, because you don't want to get messed up. You don't want to be like mad at them for interrupting you, but y'all know y'all, I don't say y'all. You guys know, you folks know that like when people interrupt you when you're in the middle of something kind of intense, you get annoyed, right? Like counting or figuring out a difficult stitch or whatever, paying attention to increases, decreases, however, whatever it is. And I don't want to get annoyed with my kids for that. You know, I feel bad and annoyed. um, so in the shop, the Coastal Wool Washing shop on Etsy, I've been preparing some stuff for an update that's coming this weekend. Um, my birthday is June 2nd, and I do plan on I do have a discount code for my birthday, and it's going to be birthday sale. Or no, I'm sorry, B-Day sale. BDAYSALE. It's 20% off anything in the shop. But I've been prepping like single breed bats. I have my new Super Carter actually the Pat Green Super Carter. And it's so cool. It's so freaking cool. That thing is awesome. Uh, I did up some California Red the other day, and it does it like a dream, it's so nice to use, and I don't kill my shoulder. So this is, like a bat of the California Red, and my Romney fell on the floor. But look at this Romney. It is just divine. Like, it's glowing. It like glows, and it's just so fun. And for me personally, knowing that I got this dirty and washed it and got it to this point is a very, very satisfying feeling. I also, as many people do, I have a collection of waste wool. And when I say waste wool in this context, I mean it's stuff that was combing waste, which is still completely usable fiber. It's just too short or nappy or whatever to go into the comb top. Doesn't mean it's not useful or valuable. It's just that it would serve a different preparation and expectation. So I've been carting up some of that. It's all different blends of wool. There may be some sari silk bits, alpaca, some plant fibers. That's the thing. These are second chance bats. That's what I call them in the shop. And this just means like I can't tell you what's in them. I don't know. I can't replicate them. It is what it is. So look, these will be coming into the shop soon as well. I'll still have my regular washed locks available. There will be some California Red, some Tunis that is not yolk stained. There is also some Shetland Border Leicester cross that's coming in that's white, and it definitely seems more Border Leicestery than Shetland. But it's really nice. So yeah, those are just some things that are going to be coming into the shop. So please feel free to take a look, favorite some things. Like, I get it. If you're going to shop on Etsy, favorite the stuff. Wait for the coupon or the sale or whatever. The birthday sale won't happen until June 2nd. So if you see something you like, just favorite it. Put it in your cart. Whatever. It'll be fine. And yeah. So there have been a couple of cool things that have happened. One is that yesterday, Chronicle 5, or Chronicle is a news show on Channel 5 out of Boston. And I was invited to be part of a segment for them about the New England wool industry, which was super cool. So that aired last night. My kids got to see me on TV. They see me on YouTube, and like, I don't really know that special now being on TV, but I'm older. I'm an 80s baby, so like TV still kind of like has a certain level of cachet to it. Um but yeah, it was interesting to see myself. I didn't it was a quick clip. Like it wasn't a long in-depth thing, but it felt really good to be a part of it. And I will leave a link for that clip on YouTube down below. Um, so it was really cool to be involved in that. I also I did an interview with Evie of the Jillian Eve YouTube channel um, last week, and so I don't know when that's going to be coming out. That'll be a segment on some at some point. Um, but I'm just psyched. Like I love talking about wool. If you follow me on Instagram, it's very evident. I mean, it is a wool own like it's like a business Instagram. I'm not really showing my kids and my family life or talking about my what I'm baking and stuff. Um, but it like I think that my passion comes through. I just love it so much. Um, and I just love that I get to talk about it. I love that my life has wool involved in so many different facets, and I'm excited for the fall to come when there's another shearing and when there's just like possibly when my younger daughter goes into some form of preschool and I get a little bit more time to really settle into trying to run a business and making this a thing. Um, you know, doing talks like I have at a couple of farms and teaching people who want to know about wool and processing and environmental impacts and stuff. Um, so yeah, that's the cool stuff that's been happening on a professional kind of front. On a personal front, I have started sewing some more. I have been really contemplating my place not my place in the grand cosmos. No, like the effect that I have in my choices, when it comes to the clothes that I wear, the things that I make, you know, tackling the consumeristic sort of Americanized American thing that people do here. um, and making my own clothes and figuring out what I want that to do for me and how I want to proceed. Uh, so that's been an interesting journey that I've really just kind of started scratching the surface of. If you do like sewing for yourself, I mean, if you're here, you probably make something for yourself, whether it's, knitting, crochet, weaving, spinning. So, like, you're not here because well, you might be here because you're a woodworker. I don't know. Maybe I don't know why you're here, but for whatever reason, having control over these things that a lot of people don't take control over, begins to lead to like this series of questions that you have to ask yourself, or not that you have to ask yourself, but that I am asking myself about what I want out of all of it. Um, so I would love to hear what, if any, thoughts you have on that, because I think it's an interesting conversation that not necessarily a lot of people talk about. I mean, like, how do you just go up to somebody and go, like, I decided to get this fabric from this store, because of the carbon footprint or because they are organic or sustainable. Like, you don't want to come off as like a elitist sort of ass, like that's no good. But you also want to talk about, making choices and changes that work for you, your life, and to help further environmental changes, to help. What am I trying to say? I want to do good. Okay, I want to do good, and this is one of my ways of trying to do good. I recycle, we compost, we do those things. We make the changes and choices that we can So this is just another aspect of attempting to do that. So I'm going to end this here, and, let me know how you guys are doing. I hope to record again soon. I'll do that stash update next time, I promise. Don't... expectations, right? So I'm going to say promise, but just like with an asterisk, that life, okay? Anyway, take care of each other, take care of yourselves, and I will catch you on the flip side. Bye.